What is good, Ghost Mafia? Welcome back to the Real Talk Podcast with your host, Mr. Ghost, where we bring the truth and the facts to the table and shine light upon the darkness. I'm back at it 2 days in a row. I'm getting used to it. You know what I'm saying? I am going to be discussing Roblox's lawsuits in this one. And will it be the end of Roblox? That is the bigger question with the amount of pressure Roblox has been facing since banning Schlepp in early August. They have now opened a can of worms, pretty much a Pandora's box that I don't think they can close. With that being said, if you're returning viewers, welcome back. I'm hoping you guys are having a wonderful day. Comment down below your take on the Roblox situation and whether you think Roblox should be banned altogether. With that being said, if you are new to the channel, we're trying to get to 10,000 by the end of the year. We can't do that without you guys. It is greatly appreciated if you simply subscribe, bell notification, hit that like button, and you could comment down below the same exact thing. Your take on the Roblox situation and whether it should be banned. Anyways, there is a YouTuber, Law by Mike. I've watched a few of his videos. He's pretty popular. He has now joined the bandwagon. Los Angeles County, their attorney general out there, is now filing a lawsuit against Roblox as well. There is this amount of pressure building up, right? Chris Hansen is now involved. You guys know who Chris Hansen is? He's the guy is, have a seat. You guys know who he is, How to Catch a Predator. So pretty much one day I'm looking forward to the episode where we see David Badisky and Matthew Kaufman of Roblox sitting down in front of him and trying to explain why they have openly allowed their platform to allow PDFs within there. I understand, once again, Roblox has obviously been working on technology behind the scenes. Their new AI system they've been running over the past few weeks has cleaned up the platform. Once again, we could talk about Meep City. That is a PDF paradise. I think if I went in there with a wood chipper, I could build an entire house. Just being honest with you guys, okay? That game went from 100,000 active players down to under 300. I think the most I've seen was about 500. To me, as a CEO, right? Pretend I'm CEO of Roblox, and that happened. You know what I'm saying? All this still happened. But then I realized that Meep City had a big issue with PDF, these perverts. And I recognized that, okay, the popularity of this game dropped. I'm shutting the platform down. Because that is like, you're talking about over 100,000 PDF people within one experience doing some McNasty shit. I don't understand of how Roblox is blind to this. And they keep throwing the same, lines out there. We care about safety of our children on our platform. No, you don't. I can go through your marketplace. There's still avatar items that are not appropriate for children. And you're still on this whole stick that you should have 18 plus content. No. Your age verification system is not accurate. When it comes to age estimation, somebody could literally use an AI to filter their face to look younger and say, I'm 13 years old. And your AI is like, yes, you are. There you go, PDF person. It's just ridiculous. You have to find a way to make the platform a lot safer and a lot wiser and letting parents have control over the platform. But anyways, I'm going to read the article by the Tribune about YouTuber Law by Mike as he announces his lawsuit against Roblox and how he's joining this pretty much bandwagon of lawsuits against his platform. Roblox has faced a multitude of lawsuits. In some of these cases that I've been reading into, as a father of 3 daughters, but my daughter, my middle one, had her own experience on this platform. But they've gotten wiser over the years on who not to trust. I'm hoping that Roblox is willing to change their ways. I'm hoping there will be change. Me personally, I think the firing of Mike. I have a brother named Mike, and my name's Matt. The firing of Matthew Kaufman should be number one. The board of directors should fire him. Since the year 2021, you've been in charge as the safety officer of Roblox. I find it weird that the number of cases, right, from 2021 to now has nearly tripled the reports going to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. There is a pandemic happening on Roblox. And I think the head of the virus is not really just David. Obviously, David is the boss, he's the CEO, so obviously it does start with him. But the other one is going to be Matt Kaufman. You are in charge of protecting these kids. Once again, I understand Roblox has adults on it. 40+% of your platform has adults. So it's just like every other game out there. So it's nothing new, you know what I'm saying? But you are targeted towards kids. And you are telling parents, we're the safest platform on the internet for your children. With all due respect, I don't think there's any platform on this internet that's safe for any children. It's the internet. Criminals and bad actors will always find a way to get around any security measure. But I know what will stop it. And I've said this 1,000 times. You have to put active moderators in every game. How many veterans in this country that don't have a job and are homeless? Hire them. I could promise you a lot of Marines that are veterans would love to protect children. And to get to play a game while doing it, it would be a beautiful thing to see. But obviously, you know, they think 3,000 moderators for an... That's another thing real quick. 120 million active users, correct? Okay. Let me know down below if you think 3,000 moderators is enough people to moderate 120 million active users. Over 6 billion messages. I believe it was well over 100 million hours worth of voice audio recordings. 3,000 people are going to cover all that. That's why a lot of them, they go through the tickets. They're like, close. Tell me how when I filed a complaint with Roblox, right? Well, they end up banning me, remember? They're in my live. And I immediately appealed it because I didn't do nothing wrong. They closed my ticket in less than a minute. You're trying to tell me you read my entire essay in literally, 5 microseconds? IQ 9,000 someone? There's no way, I don't think the smartest human being on the face of the earth can read that fast. I know I definitely can't. I have the brain size of a freaking peanut. Anyways, YouTuber Law by Mike announces lawsuit against Roblox over child safety concerns. This was released yesterday. I watched his video. I won't watch it here because of copyright laws. And obviously I could to react to it. But at the end of the day, this is more important to break it down and why he's suing them. And we'll discuss why I think every lawsuit against Roblox, plus this podcast is obviously not directed towards just him. So YouTuber and attorney Law by Mike has announced plans to sue Roblox over child safety concerns, citing the platform's alleged failure to protect minors from predatory behavior. The announcement comes amid ongoing controversy surrounding Roblox's handling of safety measures and its response to community vigilance. With vigilantes in the community, we have to police the community, Roblox. You don't have a good moderation system. I had somebody come in my murder mystery game I was playing, literally butt naked with just a leaf covering the private area. How is that appropriate for your platform? And I reported this person. They're still there. But if I yell at somebody for harassing me, you ban me. And there's times you've called me a damn terrorist for having a skull shirt with a shh. I don't get it. Your moderation is completely garbage. We have already been saying this for years. For well over a decade, people have been saying your moderation does not work. It's not adequate. There's no proper safety measures. I remember back in the day, Roblox used to have admins that used to go within games on a regular basis, and ambassadors. You know, I do agree that, teenagers shouldn't be ambassadors because you don't want to, put teenagers in that position. But there's a lot of young men, young women in our society that are gamers that would love that role. Give it to me. Give it to Shalep. I can promise you, you give me and my team at least a month. I mean, granted, your platform might only have about 60,000 active users because the rest of them are going to be banned, because I can guarantee you have a big chunk of them that are just PDFs. So he ends up saying in a video titled, "We are suing Roblox. Law by Mike, the company has not invested enough into moderation to match the large user base." He referenced a lawsuit filed earlier this year involving a minor identified as DH, which accused Roblox of marketing itself as a safe digital playground while failing to prevent adults from contacting children. That part is kind of a gray area when you are talking about online. I don't every social media every social media platform, you're going to have the interaction between children and adults. A lot of the normal adults are not going to contact the kid out of the blue if they don't know them. So I can understand where you could take it to the other side and say, yes, there's a lot of PDFs that would try to contact kids for their own malicious reasons, but normal adults don't. When it comes to a gaming platform, you're really not going to separate kids from adults. I had a 10-year-old tell me he was going to go F my mom. And luckily enough, I heard a big slap, and he left the lobby. So obviously he had a parent that truly cared, and I don't think that kid's back online. But there are some parents out there. I ran into people being toxic, and you hear the parents in the background blasting ghetto music and just bopping their head to it, encouraging their kid to act a fool. So at the end of the day, you're never going to prevent 100% contact between kids and adults while online. You just got to have a better moderation to make sure that that interaction is appropriate. And that's when you have active moderators in every game, in every server. I can promise you the amount of bullshit that's happening will reduce by 50%, if not more. So Law by Mike revealed that he is partner with the legal team behind Schlepp. If you guys are living underneath a rock, Schlepp is a YouTuber that played Roblox. When he was a young teenager, he was groomed and hurt by a developer from Roblox that was actually working with Roblox. And instead of him taking his pain, his suffering, and turning it into something bad, he turned it into something good. You know, his mother contacted Roblox and they basically shrugged her off. But the second that the mother is like, I'm going to sue you, they're like, well, here's some articles. Why? Because their son tried to take his life because one of your developers couldn't really keep his you-know-what in his pants because he's a sick individual? There is an evil in our society, a big evil in our society. And obviously that's who Schlepp is. He's not evil, though, as far as I know of. I don't know him like that, but based upon what I've seen from him, based upon what I watched from him, he's a cool dude. He's a really good dude. A well-known Roblox content creator who gained attention for confronting alleged predators on the platform, Roblox banned Schlepp's account in August of 2025, citing violations of its policies against vigilante groups. Once again, I've talked about this in numerous podcasts, and we're going to pause right here real quick. You cannot ban somebody for a policy that was not in effect. That's like outlawing. Once again, I hate cigarettes, so I'm going to use cigarettes as an example. Let's say the United States government outlaws cigarettes. Now they're illegal. But then we go to every person that used to smoke and we start charging them with a crime. It's stupid. I would understand about other things they were saying within their report of why. But if that's your primary reason, you have no ground to stand on. Not including that the CEO is openly admitted about having adult content on the platform, that he wants dating on the platform. And he's a father. And he might be that type of Joe Biden father. You know, the one that likes to climb in the shower with his own kids. That kind of guy. And listen, I'm not speaking just based upon his character, right? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not trying to bear false witness against this guy at all. I don't know Dave like that, but your character is showing me you're some kind of creep. Because me, as a father, and once again, I could play the devil's advocate, right? I could say, I could understand. 120 plus million active users, that's a lot. I can't handle my 3 daughters sometimes when they're fighting. So I could fully understand trying to control 120 million users. It's a very difficult system. And you probably never anticipated Roblox to be this big. But you got to understand that you need to either shut it down for a little while until you get the systems in place, or you start hiring people. You know, TikTok has more moderators than its active users. So if TikTok can do it, Roblox can do it. You got the money, you're worth $100 billion, you know. Well, the Law by Mike has announced his legal action. Celeb clarified that he has not filed a lawsuit himself, which he hasn't yet. He's in the consideration, and I think he should. He has a case because I believe he's being blackmailed. I believe he is being pretty much bullied into silence, like what they did with Ruben Sim. And that's when you know you got a problem. You know what I'm saying? You know you got a problem, right? When you have to try to silence the victims. And if you're a parent and you allow this company to silence your child, you might want to question in your parenting. Because I understand it's painful for a kid to relive that, right? But a lot of our cases won't have to require a kid to testify to protect their mental health. But then you are allowing this platform to continue and not straighten their ways out. See, Roblox has to understand you are hurting not just your player base, but the developers that have invested their free time into your brand to make your brand what it is today. If it isn't for your independent developers who you do not pay, we get paid by the players who donate Robux and stuff like that. You're destroying a brand that is for generations. So anyways, he has clarified he's not filed a lawsuit. He initially celebrated the collaboration. Posting Law by Mike is teaming up with my lawyers. However, he later issued a correction emphasizing that no lawsuit has been filed and that his focus remains on child safety. Law by Mike has directed potential victims to his website, ithinkihaveacase.com, inviting those who believe they have been affected on Roblox to reach out to his firm. The case adds a growing scrutiny of Roblox, has recently faced criticism over child safety, community moderation, and his handling of high-profile controversies. We heard that the Louisiana state attorney, right, she ended up filing her lawsuit. I think that was the more severe one because she's an attorney general of a state. So that could quickly go from civil to criminal like that. Do I believe it's going to happen at some point? I think it's going to happen. I really believe things are going to hit the fan to the point where the United States Department of Justice gets involved. And trust me, I said it numerous times, daddy's home. Common sense politics is home. No longer you're going to get away with all this shenanigans. I understand under the Obama ticket, you're allowed to indoctrinate people's minds and trick people's minds and think this type of behavior is okay. I understand under Biden when he was sleeping or sniffing somebody's hair or nibbling on his child's leg, whatever the hell that creep was doing. I understand a lot of things were swept under the rug. We ignored it. But I find it pretty ironic under 2 administrations of Trump, children are being rescued. And I'm not talking about rescued from bad homes. I'm talking about kids that were trafficked. They were rescued. That tells you the difference in our society, that you got good people that are trying to save people. And I believe that this entire situation with Roblox is going to stem a lot bigger than just civil. I did a podcast about the criminality of everything within Roblox and how much that is going to factor into Roblox facing some major criminal consequences for their actions. Because you can't deny, well, I didn't know this was happening. I'm a do. No. You literally you block slept on freaking Twitter, aka X, because he was calling you out on all the PDFs are on your platform. He got 6 people arrested. I'll be honest, if I'm the CEO of Roblox, I'm calling him up like, yo, get your people. I got the wood chipper. We're going to go to work. We're going to get this cleaned up. You could have hired him as an ambassador to clean up your platform. And don't give me that spew where it's, well, he's directed people off the platform. You give us social links, you idiot. You literally gave us social links. That's directed people off the platform. Hypocrisy. It's hypocrisy. The next article I want to discuss is Roblox is under fire. This is a few days ago that the LA Attorney General opens a lawsuit ban a popular YouTuber. So now they're getting involved. Shalep caught 6 suspect child predators on the platform, so PDFs, and Roblox banned him, citing no tolerance against vigilantism, which he's not. He's not even a vigilante. He's working coincide with law enforcement. He's not Batman. I mean, technically he is because he's saving people, but at the same time, he's really working with law enforcement. You know, he's not just going out there beating these people up and getting justice for himself. No, he's getting these people off the street to protect children. But yet you want to sit there and paint him like the bad guy. Petitions, lawsuits, investigations, and even arrests related to the use of the popular gaming platform Roblox has erupted recently. Some claim the platform isn't doing enough to protect children. Roblox is one of the most used gaming platforms in the world, topping over it's 120 million active users there in the summer months, and it's about 70 million there in the sometimes they'll drop it by half there in the school years. And I could say I understand where Roblox wants to try to entertain adults, but I'm sorry, not all of us adults are PDFs. We don't like that type of content, the adult content. I don't even like the corn stuff. I think it's disgusting. How about put, hunting games, fishing games, sporting games, stuff to entertain a man's brain? I'm just saying, Roblox, I think you're heading in the wrong direction. But then there are rumors that David might be a furry, so it would not surprise me he's heading down this rabbit hole of evil. So even arrests related to the use of the popular game platform, and obviously over 40, sometimes these people get their articles wrong because it's not over 40%. 40% of those users are... Yes, this is correct. 40% of their users are 12 and younger. And I believe like 41% is like older than 18. They're all adults. Earlier this year, 2 Louisiana men were arrested for preying on kids on the site. That one guy got arrested. The cops kicked in his door. You know what I'm saying? They pounded and kicked in his door. He was actively on Roblox talking to little children with a voice modifier. And I could tell the difference between a real voice and a voice modifier. Kids can't. The parish sheriff was executing a warrant, found an individual masking his voice as a 14-year-old girl as he was actively using Roblox. Yeah, so I already said that. You know what I'm saying? Mural is suing Roblox over consumer fraud with the basis of her claim that it isn't safe for children. Everything they do is designed to increase their user engagement numbers. We've already talked about that numerous times, which increase the profitabilities, Mural said. Roblox said it has programs such as Roblox Sentinel. Roblox Sentinel is a new one, ladies and gentlemen. I believe this is their newer one that monitors voice and chat for unsafe content. The company says has reworked age verification on the platform, but not everyone is convinced it's enough. It's not. YouTube and Roblox content creator going by the handle of Shalep was recently banned from the platform after he took matters into his own hands, catching predators, Chris Hansen style, baby. That's the key word, ladies and gentlemen, because Chris Hansen never did it on his own. He worked coincide with law enforcement. Schlepp said he did it with police involvement, which he did. His videos show it. Either during the catch or before the catch, he would let the police department know what's going on. He would never come at this from a confrontational perspective. He would just be like, hey, man, we know what's going on. We just want to have a conversation and talk about it, which he does. So I watch a few of his videos, guys. Schlepp said that he tried to work with Roblox on this and instead he was banned for violating policies. I made it clear in my content I want a line so I could report these people to Roblox. The first line of contact, actually officially contact, I got from Roblox was a cease and desist letter, Schlepp said. Roblox says it can't allow vigilantism as it interferes with real law enforcement investigations. That's just a lawyer statement. Roblox said the following statement: taking law into your own hands isn't safe in the real world. He was never taking the law in his own hands. He was setting up sting operations with the law enforcement. And obviously it's not safe online. That's why we work with law enforcement. You just started working with law enforcement, Roblox. You just started working with law enforcement. And at the end of the day, Roblox, I want you to understand what something with you just starting to work with Roblox just start working with law enforcement is not going to make up for all the past mistakes. And yes, you work with the Center of Missing and Exploited Children, the National Center for that. I understand that you work directly with I believe they're mandated reporters to them and the FBI. I do know, based upon what the Louisiana Attorney General said, from '09 all the way up to, I believe, 2013, 2016. Yeah, it was 2016. They reported hardly any. So either none of it was happening or they're just sweeping it under the rug to grow the platform. We do have a third article that I want to read with you guys. It just gives you a bigger perspective of the amount of lawsuits Roblox is facing. And we're going to skim through this article. I'm going to paraphrase as much as I can because I am not the best reader. Real life nightmare for kids. Roblox faces multiple lawsuits over child safety. Roblox faced a wave of new lawsuits this week that allege that the popular gaming platform hasn't done enough to safeguard children from PDFs and X content. One of the latest complaints filed in federal court in the Northern District of California claims that a predator, a PDF, ladies and gentlemen, that's what these type of people are, posed as a child on the platform and as exploited a 10-year-old, really? Bro, that's nasty. In Michigan, the man who isn't named in the lawsuit allegedly convinced the victim to send him this. So obviously, the pictures that shouldn't be sent of herself sharing. Bro, this is a 10-year-old. This is a 10-year-old. This is a baby. And here's another one, guys. A 10-year-old girl was kidnapped by a man who messenger on Roblox and Discord was found hundreds of miles from her home the next day. This is back in April of this year. This one came out. The 10-year-old was anonymously in the lawsuit, met the predator, met the PDF person, like shared on Roblox, and suffered from mental health issues and anxiety, according to the complaint filed. What Roblox represents as a safe, appropriate space for children is in fact a digital and real-life nightmare for children. The lawsuit filed by the Dolman Law Group. Kids and teens created, explore socially in virtual spaces in Roblox, but they don't learn. You know what I'm saying? Roblox is... I saw something on Roblox where they say it's a learning platform. It's not. We explore and we socialize and we game. But the gaming platform has continued to grapple with child safety concerns as its user numbers and revenue grow to over almost 120 million active users. The San Mateo based company shared price was down more than 6% at $117 on Friday. The assertion that Roblox was intentionally put their users at risk of exploitation categorized as untrue. A Roblox spokesperson, Katia Koroma, that's one hell of a last name, said in a statement, well, no system is perfect. And listen, I've seen this statement numerous times, and I'm going to read it very clearly. The assertion that Roblox would intentionally put our users at risk of exploitation is categorically untrue. According to the Roblox spokesperson, Katia Koroma said in a statement, while no system is perfect, Roblox has implemented rigorous safeguards, such as restrictions on sharing personal information, links, user-to-user image sharing, to protect our community. Unfortunately, bad actors will try to circumvent our system to try and direct users off the platform, which safety standards and moderation practices may differ. This has been their stick-to point, right? Is that that no system's perfect, right? I will fully admit to that. We have a lot of gun laws, right? We have a lot of gun laws on the books. That don't prevent gun violence, does it? Not at all. Same thing with, laws about robbing grocery stores or burglary, car thefts. No system's ever too perfect. You're never going to stop a criminal. We all know this. We all know a criminal is going to find a way around the system. They're always going to do it. But once again, like in my last podcast, if you stay 3 steps ahead of your enemy, you will always win the battle. which will eventually lead to you winning the war. You got to think smarter than your enemy. So even though your current system is doing its job, you should always have another system being worked on in place to pretty much negate and fix the holes. And once again, it would fall down to having active moderators within the experience. But then I kind of hit that a little bit on a note earlier. I don't think I trust Roblox with hiring practices because one of their developers was a PDF guy. In early August, the company said it's using artificial intelligence to help detect the child's endangerment communications earlier and alert law enforcement. Okay, I like that. Okay, later on Friday, Roblox outlined other steps they're taking, including restricting certain virtual experiencing spaces such as bedrooms to verified users. Those are at least 17 or older. That's now 18 and older, the company said, is tested in a way some users to verify their age by providing government-issued IDs. We're going to stop here. We're not going to read the rest of that article because that last part hit a note with me. And we're going to wrap it up. I think there is a way we can settle this. I think anybody in the U.S. should get IDs. Children as well. Why? I think that would make it a lot easier to verify somebody's age. As soon as a child's born, I want you guys to hear me out. We're at about a 30-minute window through this, but I want you guys to hear me out in this, okay, if you made it this far. What if Roblox was in an alternate timeline, right, in which the world, mainly the U.S. and the rest of the world, required every child to get an identification card when they're born? Not just a social security card, right? An identification card that's attached to them for the rest of their life. So that 9-digit number is attached to you for the rest of your entire existence. And you could use that card to verify. So if your child wants to play Roblox, parents just scans the ID. This child is X amount of age. An adult does it. He's this amount of age. That might fix a lot of our issues that we're facing in society when it comes to protecting children online. Because at the end of the day, it's all about safety, keeping these kids protected. Not just on the platform, but off the platform in real life. There is an evil in our society when you look at everything that's been happening, right? When you're looking at what's happening in that Roblox, it is beyond just bad actors. You know what I'm saying? It's something demonic to me. The way I look at a lot of things is demonically. I think every aspect of mental health comes from a demonic aspect. Depression, anxiety, bipolar, schizophrenia. You know, even those who have body dysphoria, those who have gender dysphoria, it's all mental health, including those who are MAPs, including those who are PDFs. I'm a firm believer that when you look at it, right, from a hindsight, excuse me, when you look at it through that lens, you can be like, okay, there's something mentally going on upstairs. Something demonically is happening. I'm not saying people can change. Can people change? Yes. By the power of Jesus Christ, by the power of his Holy Spirit. I don't care what anybody tells you. Jesus can change anybody if, here's the key, don't take my words out of context, if they allow him. That's the key word. We are facing a great evil in our society. And you guys if you guys are seeing something, say something, do something. Don't sit silent and allow it to continue. Even if it gives you backlash. Even if it gives you hate. Because at the end of the day, I think there's more guilt in if you saw something, you didn't do nothing or said anything about it. Do I think these lawsuits will destroy Roblox? At some point, it might. Do I think it's the end of Roblox? Not really. It's too popular, you know? Do I see it as a rebirth for Roblox? Like a moment Roblox can reset and basically rebirth itself and make itself new with better safeguards, with better systems? Of course. That should be David's priority. Because I said it in the last podcast, guys. I get it. You want to grow your money, right? Excuse me. Oh my gosh. You want to grow your money, right? You want to grow the popularity of what you built. Well, if you don't protect those who are playing it, gaming wise, or protect those who are investing their time and effort in it, and you're just letting everything be a free for all. Yes, you at first you'll gain a lot of money. Yes, you will gain a lot of popularity. But there will come a moment, yeah, you can't speak, huh? There will come a moment where it will come crashing down. Okay? Where it will literally just crash and burn. So understand one thing only. Roblox will have to hit rock bottom for it to fully change. But I'm optimistic. Let me know down below in the comments on your opinion on this situation. Do not forget to subscribe. Hit your bell notifications. Hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. And in the next podcast, I'll see you guys. Have a good one.